All right, so digital photography, nothing new. Matter of fact, I saw this group, no names, because I don't know their names. Before you all got in here, they were saying, well, what happens at KVEC stays at KVEC, but they were taking photos. It's not staying at KVEC if you take a photo. So court cases prove that. All right, so I teach at Betsy Lane High School. Now, I'm not saying we need a court case. I'm just... In reality, I really didn't need to teach digital photography. What I wanted to teach the kids is how to do some photography stuff and how to really make a pretty decent composition in a photo, because I have kids that are just like me and just like my grandson, who's real young, who will pick up a phone and knows how to use the daggone camera already, and that floors me. But what time limit am I on, by the way? Okay, 6:40. Anyhow, so I really wanted to use it as a medium, help them learn about composition and some basic photography skills. And so KVEC, let me back up. The problem was how to provide students learning in the digital photography world that we live in. KVEC helped immensely by providing materials for us. Most of our students, you guys, have phones and have the ability to take photos. Some students do not. And so that's the ones that really I was worried about. But all my students got to use the cameras. We ordered 4 cameras. Didn't go high-dollar cameras because I wanted to try to get enough per class, so they could each use and get some of the skills. This is a couple of photographs that a student took last year. And they're not bad overall. I'm not going to get into all that stuff with you guys, but how do I know this is a problem where students, they're always wanting to take photos. We do. So I just wanted to help them. And they do have an interest and desire, just like us. This is for my upper level classes, Art 2, 3, 4. All of them got to participate. They got to use it, practice it. We got to go out and about in school a little bit, which is kind of crazy and kind of chaotic sometimes. But it was hands-on learning, hands-on practice, hands-on use. And then we come back to the room, we looked at the photos, we talked about as a class what could be done differently, how could you make photos stronger, using light, darkness, all that stuff. So ARI provided cameras and software. We used a little bit of software that come with the cameras. And of course, you all know, and I did the same thing, there's all kinds of apps you can get and doctor up every kind of digital thing you want to do. So my kids also did that. It's just one of the photos took in our school. We were talking about how in photographs, lines pull us in directions. And one of my students said, hey, there's a thing down in blah, 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 blah. I said, it's got all these lights that are lines. I said, yeah, go get that. And so if you look, kind of cabbaged on that, this kid did. And just tons of lines, and diagonal lines, by the way, lead us in, or they rise and they fall. They pull us. And here's another one that a little girl, she arranged these on the table, and she said, I really like this, and I did too. And so I just wanted to show you a couple examples. We also use this kid, up until Christmas, had been taking senior portraits left and right of all of his classmates. And I said, Devin, you got to start charging some money, buddy. He wasn't even getting gas money. So at Christmas, he finally said, hey, I'll meet you. I'll do the pictures. And he started charging a little bit for gas. So, and he entered these in a Moorhead Art Show. And then some of the software, that's me up on the far left. One of the kids, you know how kids are. If they can pick on you, they will. So we definitely use some software and stuff like that in our application. Time-wise, how am I doing? Sorry. Okay. Outcomes, students collaborated together. It was just as much me leading the class as them leading the class. Of course, I tried to bring up and look at art history and people that are so important in the world of photography. Ansel Adams, Dorothea Lange, how the camera came about. I had photography classes in college. Brought in my old school photography stuff. we looked at the aperture and the viewfinder and all that. The kids had no idea what to call this stuff or even what it was. And film. Shoot, I didn't even know they hadn't even seen film, a bunch of them. Students made and created individual products they got to keep. They are keeping. A lot of them, one kid in particular said, hey, I had never thought about photography in college, and he's going to look into it now, and I really believe he'll pursue some kind of college career, or at least enrichment. Everyone participated. Of course, there's an actual product to look at, to assess, and then there's the technique that you can look at and assess. Kids love it. They want to do more of it. Reflection. More time. I mean, I don't know. You guys are probably the same boat as we are. We had a lot of snow and all that stuff. But my kids are asking if they can do it next year more. And so what I plan on doing is just allowing them, and we get to keep these cameras. Kids get to use them again. Just incorporate in all year next year. Next year, okay. So I want to leave you. I don't know if there's more. Dorothea Lange, a photographer from the Great Depression era. She did The Migrant Mother. She said the camera, and I cannot remember this quote, but, it's an instrument that we use to look through, but it really helps people to see, learn, teaches you how to see. I slaughtered that quote, but if you think about it, we look through a camera, but when we look at a photograph of Quebec or wherever, we see somebody else's vision or somebody else's view. Any questions, comments? Photography is not a new medium, but digital is. So we need to cabbage on the old and fix the present, I guess, or modify. All right, I'm done.